It's a Wednesday edition of Red Sox Now. The Red Sox willing to go 6 with Alex Bregman. We'll get into that in just a minute. You see the sidebar for those that are brand new. Those are the topics that we will discuss today. And of course, like we do every day, your comments are the last part of the show. I'm Mike Antonellis. Thank you so much for watching. What did I see? 45 days until spring training games. My duties with the Woo Sox will begin soon. Well, not really. I mean, somewhat soon. Once we get after the holidays out of the way, it really flies until baseball season begins, and I'll begin my 30th year in baseball. Been with the Woo Sox since 2021. We start at the end of March, so looking forward to that. Thank you to all of you subscribing and leaving your comments. We are soaring towards 3,000. We're going to hit it way before spring training starts, and then we'll get a new goal. Hopefully, maybe by opening day, we're up to 5,000. That would be fantastic. So thank you so much. Give me a follow on social at The Radio Mike, where you get all my links. And if you want the Discord access, just send me an email, antonellis.michael@gmail.com. Buster only I'd like a lot. And others have been saying that the Red Sox, and I had somebody tell me this a couple days ago. I'm not sure if it's true. Someone that covers a team a little bit, that the Red Sox did go 5 years last year, did offer that to Bregman, and that Boris said no. So the offer is similar to what the Tigers were willing to go last year. Obviously, Bregman did not want to play there. 6,171. If Bregman turns that down, then you can't, I'm not mad at the Red Sox. That's a fair offer. So if a lot of people are saying why is this not happening? And I don't understand why people are saying that. Because of the agent. And I said this 2 weeks ago. Boris, and I talked to Tyler Milliken on social media yesterday. I told him, because he was saying, Boris has strategically laid out his clients in order of importance. Bregman and Bellinger are at the end. They are not going to sign. He's not going to allow them to sign before Alonso, before the Japanese players. And Bellinger will not sign before Bregman. This is all calculated by him. He is very good at this. And I said, once the Alonso deal was out, that they're going to want at least 6, if not 7. Because in Boris's eyes, even though it's his client, he's saying, my client's a DH. I got 5,150 for a DH. My client's not a great defensive third baseman. He's going to use that. He's going to use everything. What Bregman did for that clubhouse. I mean, we already, and I know people are sick of hearing this, but someone that fits in Boston, this traditionally has not worked out great with free agents. Remember the love affair that Theo had with Julio Lugo? That did not go well. There's a lot of players that they've given not even big contracts to, who they've brought in here and have been disasters. You already know this guy's not going to be a disaster. Can handle playing here. And we've talked about this over and over and over again. But my point is, Boris will use that. Oh, that's crazy. No, it's not. Alonso is a bad defensive first baseman. He's a DH to Boris. My client has already impacted your team on and off the field. He's already formed relationships with Roman Anthony and Meyer and Tolley. He's already the leader. Your manager. We know this. Cora loves Bregman. All of that is used. It's not just statistics. Yeah, and I would not be shocked for 1 second if they said no to that. I do think it's an offer. It's Boris that they're dealing with. And he's using this because there's been talks that, the Bellinger thing's been between 7 to 9 years. This is what he does. It's what agents do. So if he says no to 171 and gets 7 somewhere else, then c'est la vie, right? Because I think that'd be a fair offer. 181, 171 with going to last year, that'd be 7 years, 221 or 211 for 7 years. That's fair. It's amazing how many people though are discrediting Buster Olney's report because they don't think it's real because it's a good offer. So they think this is a fake. It's not. It's Boris. He's my client's worth more than 1 year plus of Alonso, or it's more money. They're going to want 6 and maybe 180 or 185. So it doesn't shock me one bit at all. Cutter Crawford avoids arbitration, signs a 1-year deal. It's interesting how he was about to do a rehab. I think he was going to be pitching with us in Worcester in late June, and then he got hurt around the house, hurt his wrist. And I think he's very intriguing because I like Cutter Crawford. I think he's a bulldog on the mound. I love how he competes. I think he's got good stuff. He gives you innings. He was pretty good. I know he had 16 losses. I get that in 24, but he had less hits than innings pitched. Gave you 33 starts, but I think we forget some of the games he pitched. He had some really good outings with the Red Sox. And if that's your number 5, that's a pretty good number 5. I think we're getting a little spoiled now with the rotation a little bit. And we got to, look back at some other rotations, Remember Tim Wakefield was your number 5, and he didn't always put up great statistical numbers, competed, gave you innings, and had, of course, gems. But that's a pretty good number 5 if that's what it ends up being. Because you think it's going to be Crochet, Gray, Bayo, Oviedo, and you've got Sandoval, Tolley, which I think Tolley will be in AAA, Connolly Early, who would be my favorite, Harrison, and Crawford. Those are pretty good options for the back end of your rotation. Like Oviedo is a 4, and Early or a Crawford, that's really good. Those guys have stuff. You know what I mean? They got, those are multiple pitcher guys that throw multiple pitches. I know Crawford had trouble with the home run ball. I think Crawford's more of a 4 or 5. But I do like him. And I thought he did some good things. So we'll see. You're going to need someone stretched out at the beginning, a la Sean Newcomb of last year. Right? So as it's constructed with Chapman, Whitlock, Slayton, Weissert, maybe Jordan Hicks, we'll see. He could get hurt. Kelly, Watson, the Rule 5 guy, and Giovanni Moran. You don't have, in case things blow up, you need one of those pitchers early on because guys aren't stretched out. So do they carry Crawford as that guy, and he's a bulk guy at the beginning of the year? Possibly. We'll see how his health is and all of that. But you do want to have someone that can give you at least 3 or 4 innings at the beginning of the year because things can get crazy with, if you have one guy with a blow-up game, one starter. I mean, it could happen to anybody. It could happen to Crochet. But good news, Crawford's back. TJ Sikkema, I watched some film of him. Like his arm slot as a lefty. Fastball, sinker, slider, changeup. Tops out about 94. He's got a pretty good arm slot. Watching him, I watched a couple of innings. Like his sliders to lefties are really good. Could this be a potential guy that they use out of the bullpen? I don't know. I think it's like I was telling you guys last week that we're going to see a lot of the depth pieces being signed now for AAA. This is where it starts. And I know this because of calling games in AAA. There's so many free agents that signed and seeing guys sign like right before Christmas, right after Christmas. Former first-round pick that the Yankees used to get Benintendi. And I don't think I saw him pitch in the minor leagues. No. He was... Yeah, he was with Staten Island in 19. He went to Missouri. That I knew. But he was part of a Benintendi deal. His former 38th overall pick. Sycamore. So TJ Sycamore. Clinton, Iowa guy. I've been to Clinton, Iowa on the minor league tour. Clinton Lumber Kings. All right, let's close out the show with your comments. We get your comments fresh out of the oven. David Bosworth, 4751. Early will be good as Peralta and way cheaper. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't saying yesterday that I think some of you took it as that I would do it. I was just laying out what the parameters would be and that the Red Sox have interest. I'm not sure I'd I do like Peralta, but I don't know. I would not be opposed because it's going to take more than early. It's going to take a lot. But I'm open to anything that helps the club. At Chad Hamilton, I love Roman Anthony. Super high ceiling. He has the it factor. He certainly does. I said it. People ask me for a long time, who is the best player you'd ever seen in the minors? Without a doubt, the answer was Mookie. I'm going to put Roman Anthony as a close first. Mookie and Roman right there. Best pitcher I've ever seen in the minor leagues, Noah Syndergaard. Saw him at 19 in Double A. I think he was 19. It might have been older. Let me Google it. No, I think he was 19. I have a funny Noah Syndergaard story. Let's see. Yeah, he was 20 in Binghamton, but I think he was 19. Yeah, he was born in August. Okay, yeah, so he was 19 when he was in Binghamton. We saw him, he dominated Portland when I was with the Sea Dogs. Dominated. And I remember on the bus after Kevin Bowles just being like, this kid's ridiculous. He's going to be a big league. And we knew it. So when we went to the next city we went to, I think it was Trenton, and Gene Michael was there. And Gene Michael wanted to talk to me. He was a special assistant for the Yankees. And he wanted my opinion on Noah Syndergaard. And I said, Mr. Michael, he's one of the best pitchers I think I've seen in all my years doing this. And he was upset because he said the Yankees apparently had a deal. It was the R.A. Dickey deal. That's how the Mets got Syndergaard. But I guess the Yankees had a deal in place, and people in the front office shut it down. And G. Michael was upset. So I always think of that when I hear Syndergaard. A.J. Somerville. Start with Bayo and Duran, add Arias. Anyone not earlier Tolley for Peralta. Yeah, we'll see. All right, that will do it for Wednesday. We'll be back at it Thursday. Please subscribe to the channel on your way out. Leave your comments. We'll read them for the show on Thursday. We do shows on Monday through Friday. Then we're off for the weekend. But we are growing and growing, and so happy that all of you have been on this journey. We have quite the community. So follow me on socials at The Radio Mike, at Antonellis.Michael@gmail.com if you want to send an email. And as always, go Sox.